Alright, what is going on, everyone? This is going to be the 15,000 subscriber Q&A. Have the questions here in front of me, but before we kind of get into that, I just want to once again thank you for 15,000 subscribers. Like, that is incredible. Never did I think I would get there. It's crazy, but a lot of questions here. Let's actually see how many. I have my laptop here in front of me. This is going to be kind of a laid-back video, just looking at my laptop, answering questions. 81 questions. Going to go through and answer all of them. So maybe a kind of a long video. May have to separate it into two parts. We'll see once I get started. But yeah, just kind of gonna go with the flow. All right, the first question is a two-parter. It says, what do you think was the biggest key to your running success, and any advice on starting a YouTube channel? So I think the biggest thing, kind of the turning point for my running success, was just going all in on running. I was a dual sport athlete in high school. I played soccer and I ran cross country, and I think like when it really started to click my senior year, it's because I quit soccer and put all my eggs into one basket and decided to start actually running. And with that, obviously, were things like increasing my mileage. That's a huge thing that I think played like an incredible role in making me a lot faster, increasing my mileage. But I would say the number one thing that was kind of my breaking point in running was just truly focusing on it. And then any advice for starting a YouTube channel? Yeah, I think you should 100% start a YouTube channel. It's kind of like the cool thing to do right now, which I think is pretty sweet. But if you're going to start one, my biggest tip would just to be post consistently, which I'm kind of lacking in right now. But I think that's kind of what grew my channel from the start to now. I had that series, the Week of Training series that I did in high school, because it was kind of my way to hold myself accountable to run. So I think that was a huge, thing in growing my channel, was that I had a video out every single week, and I think posting consistently really helped. Next question says, would you rather be able to run a sub 4 mile or win $200,000 tax-free? Hear me out. A lot of people have $200,000 in this world. Not a lot of people can say they've ran a sub 4 mile. I'll probably make $200,000 at some point in my life, but I may not ever say I've ran a sub 4 mile. So I'm going to go with the sub 4 mile and just, bank on the fact that I maybe get a job when I'm older and get that money anyways, and I'm going to go ahead and bank on the sub 4 mile. Next question says, who is your top 5 10-minute elite guys in order? And I may get some hate for this, and there's a lot of 10-minute elite questions in here because I do wear their apparel quite often. But I'm going to go ahead and say, I really don't have a favorite. I don't really have an order. I don't have a top 5. I don't even really keep up to date with them that much. My apparel buying from them is more so just because I'm such a fan of running in general, and I think it's great to support other runners and buy other brands. We'll get into that a little bit more, but to answer this question is just I don't really have a top 5. I really like Drew though. Drew and Sam, obviously the top dogs in that group. I like those two. All right. So, when I said, it might ask me questions, I was like, ask me anything, I'll answer anything. Yeah, I lied. I'm not answering this. You are insane if you think I'm answering this. This person asked, do you have any other running YouTubers you watch? And then, congrats on 15,000. I'm happy to be a part of this community. Hey, thank you for being here. Do I have any other running YouTubers I watch? Yes, I watch literally everyone, and I truly mean that. I watch everyone, like even the tiniest channels I'll watch, and it's just because I love YouTube so much. I watch I don't watch running YouTube as much as I watch other things on YouTube. I watch a lot of gaming stuff on YouTube. I'm really into that. But I still watch a lot of running YouTubers. I keep up to date with pretty much everyone's content. This person asked, are you able to save any money right now? And I'm not really sure what this question is kind of asking. Like, can I make money off YouTube, save money from YouTube? Currently, no, but that is in the process of being changed, I believe. I think it was supposed to be January. I think they're pushing it back now because of COVID. But eventually, I probably will be able to make some money off YouTube. Otherwise, other than that, I don't have a job. I don't really make money anywhere else. But YouTube eventually will become a source of income, a very tiny source of income, but a source of income nonetheless. But sometimes ads are played on my video just because a lot of my music I use is copyrighted, so therefore I don't have, it's a lot of work, but I basically don't have right to the video, and the people's music that I use can play ads on my videos. It's a whole process. But am I able to save money right now? Don't really have a job, don't make money off YouTube. I know this is a lot. Perfectly fine. What is your best 10K time? I've yet to run the 10K on the track because I didn't have an outdoor season last year, but in cross country, on a cross country course at Wisconsin, I ran the 10K once. I ran 32:40, which is iffy, not that great. I would like to break 31 this year. That's like the goal kind of in my mind. I'm not really sure if that's doable. Maybe it's like easily doable. I'm not really sure. Once we get to outdoor, we'll kind of see. What's your best 5K? Have you broken 15 yet? No, I haven't, unfortunately. Hopefully that changes here in like a few weeks, but I've ran 15:04. And then what is your preferred distance? By the way, love your videos. Thank you. Preferred distance, I really like cross country. I really like the 8K. Cross country's been treating me well, but that can change very quickly if I just haven't had a lot of success on the track. And call me crazy, but out of college, I definitely love the half marathon. Half marathon, I think, is a great distance. And actually, funny enough, the next question says, have you ever ran a marathon? I have not. I'll probably save that for out of college. I think that's the smartest thing to do. But out of college, I think I'll definitely get into the marathon. I think I'm definitely better. As you know, the longer I go, the better I get. So I'm really interested to see what I run in the marathon. I think a huge goal of mine is to qualify for the Olympic trials in the marathon. So that's kind of something I have in the back of my head. But obviously I'm still really young, and you know, that's later on down the line. This person asked, what is your best advice for runners during the off season? What do you do during the off season to improve or stay fit? Now, I have different answers based on where you are. If you're in high school, my thing in high school during the off season was just stay on top of running. Don't really do any workouts, or at least I didn't really do any workouts during the off season. In high school, I just stayed on top of it. I increased my mileage a little bit and just ran. And I think coming in, having a strong like base in high school coming into the season, so right when the season starts, you can start some workouts, and towards the end of the season, you know, you're in that peak shape. I think that's the best thing to do in high school, just so you don't burn yourself out. And then in college, now that I am here, my summers have a little bit more kind of structure to them. I think it's important to increase your mileage, run good mileage in the off season, and then something that I love that I've incorporated into my training is faster long runs. I haven't ran a slow long run in a while. Actually, last week was kind of slow, but moderate long runs. So like for me, that's like, you know, 6:20 pace for the whole long run, or I do up-tempo portions in my long run where I'll do like, you know, 8 to 10 miles at like 5:50 pace. I think those get you in great shape. Got another Tinman question. How much Tinman merch do you have? I have a good bit. I guess I can kind of go in. There may be other questions about merch, I'm not sure, but I have a lot of teams merch. I think, like I said previously, I think it's important to support runners. I like to support all running teams. I have so much. I have Tinman merch, dude. There's another question about this, but the NAZ Elite, the NAZ Elite out of Flagstaff, Hoka's team have so much merch about that. So I do have a lot of Tinman merch, and I have a lot of other teams merch as well. Is college plus D1 running ridiculously hard or just kind of hard? I think that question depends on who you ask. For me, it's been pretty manageable. It depends on the semester you're in. Some to like freshman year, I guess it's kind of hard just because you're transitioning, but also you're kind of taking your gen eds and easier classes. And then once you get into kind of your major, it depends on obviously what major you're in. And there's people that are in like engineering and stuff like that, which are a little bit more challenging, and that can make it a little bit harder for me. I'm in exercise science, so sometimes my classes are pretty easy. Other times I have, you know, some more challenging things, but it's been pretty manageable for me. Next question says, how often do you have an adult beverage? I'm actually turning 20 tomorrow. So the day this video is up, I will be 20 years old. So I am 1 year away from having my first adult beverage, but it doesn't look like something I'll be into. You know, it kind of looks gross to me. Person asked, long-term goals. Where do you see yourself at the end of your college career? PRs, conference, national placement? I like this question. So at the end of my time here, I think I want to, I definitely want to win some conference titles. I think that's even, close to being in the picture now. I think I have a pretty good shot. I have some teammates that are really solid, and then there's, some other guys within, the conference that are really good. But I think in cross country and, even a little bit in indoor and outdoor track, I have a pretty good shot at placing pretty high at the conference meet, which is nice to see. Goal-wise, low 8s for the 3K, and then I would love to run a sub 14-minute 5K and a sub 30-minute 10K. I think those are both doable. I think those all three are doable. And national placement-wise, I think I just want to make nationals in cross. In outdoors, it would be pretty hard. I think I have a better shot at making it in cross, but that's kind of my idea there. This person says, what is your advice for a senior in high school transitioning to college workouts and mileage next year? What are some tips to manage it all? What can I do to make the transition easier? What were some mistakes you made that you learned from? Thanks for your awesome videos. So I would say transitioning into college, the mileage in workouts is going to be kind of harder to transition into, and it definitely depends on what you did in high school. If you were like a low mileage guy and didn't really do a whole lot, and then you go into college and it gets bumped up a ton, that's where you can have some problems. So I would say some tips: increase your mileage, very slowly if you can. If your coach is allowing you to do that, he should allow you to do that. Do that, and then stay on top of all the little things. Do your, hip mobility, your resistance bands. Make sure you're strong, just so that, injuries do not sneak up on you. Some mistakes that I've learned from: I was weak coming into my freshman year. Fortunately, I did not get injured really. I had some hamstring issues with them just being tight and stuff, but just like, I guess, strengthening a lot of my, lower body and upper body, really. Speaking of resistance bands, do you still only do resistance band for injury prevention? Yeah, I use my resistance bands like every other day. And then on top of that, I do a good amount of lifting now, just so I'm, stronger in areas. How far do you think you can go in this sport? What is your goal? I have a lot of questions about post-college, and I think what is fantastic about this sport, I think he means, talking about like, you think you can run professionally and stuff. But I think what's great about this sport is that you can do it out of college, and you don't have to be on a team or anything. You can do it individually. So out of college, I'm going to keep running. I'm going to keep making YouTube videos. I think it's going to be nice to see, where I go. The goal is to run for a team out of college, whether that's like a small kind of amateur team or whether that's a big professional team. No one really knows, the sky's the limit, as they say. So we'll see what kind of happens there. But, the goal is to continue running and being healthy enough to run out of college. Goals for indoor season and outdoor season time-wise. Indoor season, I want to run around 8:30 for the 3K. I want to just break the 15-minute barrier in the 5K so bad. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, but preferably around like 14:45. And then mile-wise, break 4:20 in the mile. I ran 4:20 flat last year, and my speed seems to kind of be there. And then outdoor-wise, I just want to run a 10K on the track and kind of see where I am there, and just kind of lower that, 5K time around maybe sub 14:40. I think would be pretty cool. Do you eat any supplements like tablets, capsules, increase your run? Yeah, I take vitamin C. I do a little bit of iron, some vitamin D, all that great stuff. What is something you would like to do with your exercise science degree? See, this is a question that is actually about like my future, not with running. So it's kind of something that I don't really think about a lot. So it's a good question, but preferably, I would love to like, out of college, run a little bit and then maybe coach like a college team or get into coaching somehow. Maybe even it's through like online with my YouTube channel, something along those lines. I have a lot of thoughts in my head, but I have this weird thing where I don't really express a whole lot just because of, you know, whatever reasons. But exercise science degree, maybe even corporate health. Corporate health is something that I've thought about for a little bit. And when I'm asking class, like, yo, what do you want to do with your degree? I say corporate health and wellness. Knew this question was coming. Give us the love life tea. Ooh, let me tell you, it's struggling right now. Don't really have too much of a love life, especially, you know, changing schools didn't really, you know, help that. And then on top of that, you know, I think I need to run a 100-mile week before I'm mature enough to, you know, get into the love life. This person says, man bun coming back. You betcha. But this time it's not going to be that, you know, little, here, look at my hair. Got a lot of hair going on up here. So I think I'm just going to grow out, you know, all of it this time. During last year, I just grew out the top. Well, I had a little bit, but then I shaved my sides and grew out the top and had a little, you know, top knot or man bun or whatever you want to call it. But excuse me, I think I'm gonna do, you know, full head of hair this time. What is your favorite shark species? You know, that is a great question, and it's something I've never really thought about. But at the top of my head, I think of hammerhead sharks and I think of great whites. But I think of great whites as being, you know, like the go-to shark. Like everyone knows the great white shark. So I'm gonna have to go with that shark. What is your diet like during the off season? That is a fantastic question. And people that really know me will tell you it's terrible. But it's gotten a lot better. It's still not fantastic, but it's gotten a lot better. There's some days where, you know, I'll, you know, cook for myself and eat food here, but then there's other days where I'm very lazy and I will just, you know, get fast food. People that know me very well know that I am a fast food, like, enthusiast. I know everything about fast food. I'm the go-to fast food guy. But during season and even sometimes in the off season, I'm eating very healthy and I'm cooking for myself because it's healthier and it's cheaper. Favorite rapper? Great question. I do tend to listen to some rap music every once in a while. I guess you wouldn't call him a rapper. I've been listening to Moneybagg Yo recently. Polo G I really like. Actually, let's look at my Spotify. Jack Harlow, if you consider him a rapper, yeah, he's a rapper. But yeah, Polo G, Jack Harlow, Moneybagg Yo, those are my go-tos right now. 2021 goals for running and YouTube. Talked a lot about running goals already, you know, that 8:30 in the 3K, 14:40, 5K, just run a 10K, see where I'm at. You know, be competitive in, you know, the conference meet, win conference meets as a team. And YouTube-wise, in the summer, I want to post more. I want to post more now, but there's really, you know, those restrictions and stuff, even though I may be able to record a little bit now that meets are starting back up. But in the summer, I want to post a lot more. Like, I'm talking, like, you know, every other day uploads. Like, someone recording me running 24/7. I want to see if I can get a go-to person to be there for me to record. That's one thing I've struggled with, is I've never had like a set person to record something for me. It's always been like I ask like one friend one week and another friend the next week. So I've never had that set person. So I'm going to try to get that, and I just want to record more. I just want to upload more and obviously grow the channel. How do you stay motivated to run? Good question. I think it's just at this point I'm so, you know, into it. I think at the start it was kind of hard for me to get motivated, but now the motivation is just me running faster and me, you know, competing at these conference meets. The motivation did kind of lack a little bit when we weren't having meets, and I think that's, you know, pretty normal. But I think the motivation is to just, you know, get faster and, you know, kind of hold myself accountable as a teammate, because I know, you know, I have these people counting on me. Do you plan to win any conference championships? Yeah, I think team-wise and individual-wise, I plan to win a couple conference championships. I know if people in my conference are watching this video, they would have, you know, something else to say, but it's definitely on the agenda. All right, I think that's going to be it. It says right now I'm at 22 minutes, but I'll probably, you know, cut that down a good bit with editing, but it'll probably be around, I'm going to guess, okay, I actually want to make a guess here. 17:42 is my guess. We'll see how close I get. But 17:42, so we're somewhere around 15-20 minutes, so I think that's good for part one. I'm like halfway through the questions, so that's good. But yeah, that is basically it for part one. I will see you guys. I'm going to upload part two the day after this. This is going to go up Wednesday the 13th, my birthday, and then we're going to upload part two on the 14th. So see you then.